Unfunded mandates by the federal government. Everybody here knows me. I'm not a big fan of the big federal government. The bigger it gets, the more sick it makes me. I've noticed I didn't see your name co-sponsored on the H7030 by Joseph Trillo. Will you be willing to go back, Larry, and work with Joe Trillo to get the federal government out of Rhode Island's businesses all the way around and quit overtaxing us and quit putting us in fiscal perilous waters financially? And with the other three, would you be willing to consider to work with Joseph Trillo on H7030, which is reaffirming the 9th and 10th Amendment, sending a clear message to the federal government they better back it, because we know they're the ones that put in 48 states out of 50 into perilous waters also.
Well, unfortunately, Joe did not ask me to co-sign that, so I did not have an opportunity to do that. But really on a much more, and I realize that that's important to you and an important issue, but for this audience, I must say, in terms of what's really critical here in Rhode Island and things that they can be doing, I would focus much more, quite frankly, on a number of state mandates. And let me just take one as an example, and that's the state mandate requiring bus monitors. The only state in the nation that requires monitors, a second person to ride on a school bus. I don't know why it is that we can't train someone to drive a bus all by themselves. That is a mandate that costs this state, or costs the school district of this state, $10 million a year. And it could be eliminated like that. When they tried to eliminate it, when we brought it to the floor of the House last year, the number of people just stood up in great indignation. How can you possibly do something like this? The life of a child is priceless, and there just wasn't enough determination on the floor to make that amendment, to make that amendment go through. I just cite that as an example of the easy fixes that can be done to cut spending. I agree with the speakers and the questioners, we need to cut spending. That's an example of something that could be done in a heartbeat if people would just have the guts to stand up and back that sort of stuff.
That wasn't my question. My question is, are you going to go back and work with Joe Trillo on this 9th and 10th Amendment to get the federal government out of Rhode Island's business? That's what, yes or no?
That bill is probably not going to come out of.
I'm just asking yes or no. I'm just saying, would you go back and be willing to work with leadership to go and get that bill out?
I think we should move on. Thank you.
Okay, so your answer is no. Thank you.
I have time for one more question. In the back?
Hi. So I have a question about, I know everyone's been talking about some economic issues here, and I'm going to be the guy to talk about, bring it to the social realm here. Sorry. And, you know, with our neighbors to the north and west recognizing the need for individual liberty and personal freedom to be recognized in the way people marry, what will you as candidates do to either guarantee personal liberty and personal freedom to be recognized in the way of equal marriage and or civil union, or what we would not do? So that's for each of you. Starting with Bruce.
Okay, I know you, I adore you, and you're not going to like my answer. Okay, I have many gay friends, as you know. I do believe in civil union. I just went to a ceremony last month, but I do not believe in gay marriage. Okay, I believe marriage is between a man and a woman. I am Catholic, and that's what I was brought up, and that's what is in the Bible. Civil unions, great, go for it. They're a lot of fun. Like I said, I've been to one not too long ago. As far as you being on their benefits or 401k, I think you very well should be. There should be something to help you get there, and I will be more than happy to work with you when it's on the General Assembly on that. But marriage is, for to be honest with you, I told you I've never lied to you. It's between a man and a woman. Thank you.
The short answer, and I think you've seen it from the fact that we're focusing on economics, is that I'm running for state senate to get us out of the pension business and to get us out of debt. But because you asked that question, I know how important it is to you, and you deserve a straight answer. So the short answer is, I don't trust my government to legislate marriage. I think all they can do is make it worse. Looking at this from the perspective of civil libertarian, we hear the words civil marriage, civil unions. We have a civil government, all right? So if we have to legislate this, then civil unions, or a civil marriage is to any two individuals that go down and want to make that the human corporation together to get their tax benefits, you go to City Hall and you get your civil union. If you want to get married, you go to any church that will have you. And we will not force any church to take any two individuals they don't want. But like I said, when this is the pressing issue of my day as a state legislator, then I'm going to be very happy to walk away. Because I believe in term limits, I'm out of there after 6 years.
I agree completely with Maureen. I think that individuals should have a right to choose what their relationships are going to be with one another, and that we shouldn't be affecting that.
Right.
I believe that a marriage is between a man and a woman. I would support discussion on civil unions, to support equal rights. I would also agree to support putting the question on the ballot and letting the people decide. I do not agree with having the legislature decide an issue of that magnitude.
All right, that's it. I'd like to thank you guys.